This is Terrence Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions coming to you with another article about the baby boomers and the millennials. Now, I've done several articles in the past about the baby boomers and the millennials and the upcoming conflicts that's coming up with them or already having now. Well, right now it's starting to erupt because this video this video is talking about an article that I read in My Budget 360. It's not a well-known place that I've come across in terms of information, but it's fantastic in pointing out some of the problems. Psychologically damaged baby boomers blame millennials for all the perceived ills in the economy, including destroying dozens of industries. Now, we all know the baby boomers. That may be a pun for you to get to read the article. And of course, millennials haven't caused the destroying of dozen industries. The technology has made things much more feasible to do things at home. And we're living in past the point where people cannot consume anymore. We have to change the model that we've been doing because debt cannot continue funding the way it is. And the consumers are actually getting tapped out. But it's interesting to see that they pointed as the baby boomers blaming the millennials for what's going to go on. If they think that if this is just starting now, wait till the pension crisis really hits over and they're coming to tell them that, hey, we don't even make up enough people to back up to fund and actually pay for your lifestyle. But that hasn't come yet, and no matter what, it's going to come. But let me just highlight some of the things in the article and why I found it important to talk about. The headline continues to rail against young Americans if they are the primary cause for many industries going under. Forget about the fact that companies like Amazon have shifted the way all Americans shop. Very good point there. The headlines blaming young Americans are getting to the point of ridiculousness. I'm agreeing with that. Baby boomers hold 50% of all wealth in the United States. That's worth repeating. Baby boomers hold 50% of the wealth in the United States. When I've done videos in the past, I've talked about that's the largest sector that makes up that middle class. The young group that is usually blamed for all economic ills only holds about 4% of the total wealth. So if you're blaming the millennials, right here it shows out they only hold 4% of the total wealth. So how can these stories continue? Well, it appears that many older Americans are simply full of fear and live their lives based on emotional perceptions rather than facts. That's an interesting point. The reality is many baby boomers are psychologically damaged and see fear everywhere, even though they have been the wealthiest cohort the world has ever seen. I agree with those sentiments absolutely. The baby boomer financial psychology. It is worth noting that many of the headlines are coming out to seem to play into this weird fear that young Americans are going to somehow damage the wealth of baby boomers. When the truth is, many young Americans are working and paying for the Social Security benefits of retirees. The ones that are working, you're right. A lot of their check is going to taxes to pay for them and cover up that Social Security. How long? I don't know. But this is well worth reading. The amount of wealth that the baby boomers have in relation to other generation groups is disproportionately one-sided. Yet this group, for whatever reason, is plagued with fear and somehow thinks that the young Americans are damaging all sorts of industries from manufacturing, housing, retail, and automotive. Again, it might be a little play on words, but look at the population growth that he's talking here and showing that here. Yes, it is the action of baby boomers are causing the damage that they fear, and the children are left having to deal with the economic reality that actually will likely be more austere, and the older generation is growing. That is a true fact. Look at the numbers right here showing how they're growing. It's estimated as 10,000 people retiring every day, but 11,000 people reaching 65 years and older. This problem is going to become exacerbated as the years go on. A growing fear of the unknown is something that seems to come with age. Reminiscing on the past seems to be a favorite pastime for baby boomers. Yeah, if you talk to anybody my parents' age, they always talk about how it used to be, how things used to cost a certain amount. Those times are not here. I wish they were here. Makes life a lot easier. But it also shows that we have to be prepared as a society for things to change. And with that population continually to grow in numbers and controlling most of the wealth and actually having the ear of Congress, that's something to watch out for, especially as time goes on when the demographics become not in favors, because the millennials are going to outpace them. And then we got other generations that sandwich in between. So there's going to be a demographic conflict coming sooner than later. This is just showing the beginning stages of it. A growing fear of the unknown is something that comes with age. That's true. We see it all the time on social media, those old posts that have a complete disconnect from technology and reality. Young Americans simply do not get motivated by the trinkets that old Americans want, and yes, that is causing industries to change. So I'm just wanted to point about that. Take a look at the article. It's worth reading. I just wanted to cover that because it's just the importance of it. And until my next video, I'm out.